Tricking and stage managing the sincere is an old game for the swastika church, the Zionist Christians. It's their expertise. Because a person is sincere, they're subject to grilling that gives affirmation to the interrogator system, and they limit you to yes or no. A Zionist young woman. Not everybody who I met at the governor's school was kosher. She was a Zionist who went to the women's branch of a college that's up north around Boston. She told me a very special insight that she gained, and such which allowed her to ascend to the church steeple while aiming for the moon. Or should I say, got to the moon when aiming for the church steeple. She said that when people are truly frightened and stripped of all things, they turn to God. The Zionist Christians that are being manipulated internationally for the international Black Sabbath of Nosferatu are being puppeteered by a fundamentalist tripartite system largely directed by Nosferatu, who has ties with the Russian Orthodox Church. And of course, the poachers from the West who want to keep this continuing exchange friendly fire to keep everything rowdy and tell people, choose sides. Are you on the black side or are you on the white side? And it's a Berlin Conference mentality. They carve things up and say this side gets weapons, that side doesn't. And behind the scenes, there's somebody else saying that side gets weapons and this side doesn't, or whatever. You know what I'm saying. They form knights of resignation and tell them to march, because the control tower wants everybody to be reduced to spirituality. If you are too fixated on success in this world, you lose your proper station. And this is the mindset that allowed Nosferatu to conspire with Hamas and Egypt to destroy Gaza, because it would lend the weeping and wailing that was necessary to bring everybody to spirit. And Pope Carl would rise and forgive child abduction with gospel, and forgive a lunatic Carnegie Mellon Drama Club one night stand that led to Obama's pussy ball operation with gospel. Praise the gospel. So you understand, this derives from a Zio woman up at the women's branch of that some college up north, towards Boston. Her insight that when you strip everybody of everything but their faith, that's what they turn to. It's their last possession, is their faith. And of course, this is the sort of thing that Putin goes in for as well. I mean, it's not really a secret. He came right out and blurted that a struggle in the Middle East was necessary to establish controls. You see, because they want, to justify the Texas school book, the 50-50 deal, the slapping five at the Malcolm X barbershop that went along with the Kennedy assassination and the rubrics of the Gay, Ill, and Let's Lie alliance of King Crimson and the Rolling Stones. I mean, the mask came off for me when, number one, that banshee of weird lewdness that's so typical among successful rock stars, Jagger, alien landed in Tel Aviv and set going the extermination that they consider a party among the Tel Avivis. And then Eno was right ready for Eno's side TikTok videos, women rapping about brains in their hands and people dancing the, traditional Palestinian dance in the firestorm and stuff to get the adrenaline going on campus so Toon can maneuver from the PlayStation, his Clowniac show. The way to deal with this may or may not be successful, except psychologically. One, don't make it an issue of persecuting Muslims. That's retarded. I'll give you an example of how Muslims help me. So the way the genie helped me. You could say, and it's probably true since it was a pathological Zionist neighborhood, that I was given an implant, tortured, and set into trauma to demonstrate this woman from Radcliffe's when Queerball has nothing left but his self-esteem, he will turn to Allah and Allah will free him. Because Syed Nasser, upon whom be peace, did in fact help me overcome the neuroplasm. Couldn't they say, and Jeannie, who had sign language skills and Down syndrome, rescued me academically from the blackout on teaching me sign language. It was part of this con job. Couldn't you say the strategic engineers of the Islamic, couldn't an atheist say the strategic engineers of Islamic coming Tunis have participated in this? Yes, of course. But that doesn't mean you take away the dignity of someone who has faith. I mean, that would be the last straw for the dignity of the separation of church and state. The separation of church and state is to protect religion as much as it is to protect the dignities of democracy and of pluralism. This seems to me so basic, I'm amazed I have to say it, but okay. Don't tarnish the achievement of Gazans and Palestinians in their representation of faith just because it was played for this by the Arabian power structure. And don't just use it as a weapon to attack the marginalized last men of letters who didn't care for this process of Yoko Ono's and her Banshee party and drama clubbing the whole thing. It's a scriptwriter's mosaic of Toon's Clowniac voyage of the man of God or whatever he thinks he is. The orange rising beacon of Axism installed or whatever is going on in his creepy head. Man to man, you lay off the weak and helpless. That's what you do. Comprehendo, Christiana.